There you are. I tracked you down at last. I knew you couldn't make it far, boy. Poor, frightened thing. You ran such a distance, in the dark, with only the moon high overhead to guide your way. The storm shut down the power grid for the entire town, and you were so unlucky as to be out on the streets. Even with the head start you had, it couldn't mask the scent of your blood. You've been leaving a perfect trail for me to follow on this concrete, though the rainwater did slow me down. I would call you brave for even trying to escape under these conditions, but you appear to be anything but at the moment. Huddled up against that crumbling wall, cradling your wounds like an injured hind, cornered by a wolf. We don't hunt humans any longer. It is a mutual understanding among the packs, but should justice be required, we will not hesitate to punish the guilty. And you shot down my brother. I cannot let that deed slip by, especially when it was a whimpering little human like you who pulled the trigger. Weapons are now so sophisticated, even without anyone believing the silver bullet myth. Any weakling with a gun can end our lives. What am I? It never ceases to amaze me how ignorant the modern world is of the supernatural, flourishing all around them. Even while living in your midst, working your jobs, and making friends, your obliviousness still brings a sigh to my lips every time. Take a good look, boy. Shaggy head, rows of fangs, ears, tail, towering on 2 legs, but running on 4. What else could I be? That's right. At least you will know what killed you. Why, I told you to take justice for my fallen pack member. You shot my brother. I can barely understand you, boy. Steady your voice and speak up if you want me to hear you. And be grateful you're encountering an alpha like me, who can speak while in this form. No, I wasn't there. You say he attacks you first. That is possible. He was our newest, and had yet to determine the difference between prey animals and human animals. This is unfortunate. I thought he was under better supervision, while I could not be by his side. Humans are off limits. That is the rule that all new pack members learn before any other. However, it takes time to train that notion into their bones. The moon is not even at its fullest, and he still must have snapped without me there to rein him in. All the more reason for me to kill you, and drag your body back to prove that my value as a leader has not been undermined by your actions. The very fact that a human was able to kill one of my pack is not a shock, given what we know of your weapons. But it would be unforgivably weak of me to let you go. My brothers and sisters must see that I am still the strongest among them. It would be a disgrace to be turned out of my own pack. I am sorry. Despite appearances, I do not entirely have the mind of a monster. Do you know what I do, day to day? I'm an insurance adjuster. Hardly a fitting job title for a creature of the night, is it? I have a level head and a strong sense of morality, which can come as more of a burden for someone like me than you might think. Because of this, I understand this was not your doing. You were the true victim in this, but it cannot be helped. There are things deeper and more binding in this world than human morality. Blood for blood, flesh for flesh, life for life. You must pay your debt. Forgive me. I hope you have all your affairs in order. Clever. Very clever indeed of you. To keep your gun during your entire flight. That is the weapon that ended my brother's life. Do not believe for 1 minute that I'll let it be the death of me as well. You track me with that gun too easily for this to be your first time wielding it. And I admit, you have the best advantage with your back and side to a solid wall. I have no way to inch in around you, or circle you. Damned clever, human. But you can't sit there forever. You're injured, slowly bleeding out, and I can see that tremor in your hands. Dawn is too far away for you to look to it for safety. I can sit here all night, waiting. I can smell the fear pouring off you. You could not have possibly thought that monsters existed. What a shock this must be, to have been attacked by one and then hunted down by another. This is why we hunt in the wild, not in the midst of cities or even smaller towns like this. The temptation to a young werewolf when confronted with a vulnerable human is so hard to resist without training the mind. It is simply the animal nature within us. It can be controlled, but it is always present when we transform. That is why, at the moment, you look so very appetizing. The scent of your blood, your flesh, is enough to make my mouth water. I have built up rigid walls of control, allowing my pack members to follow my example, but that doesn't mean that it won't be so hard not to eat you after I kill you. It's difficult to shoot something you can hardly see in the dark, isn't it? This was almost too easy. Stop scrubbing around. I don't want to break your ribs before I snap your neck. I don't enjoy torturing my prey, so please, don't make me. What? What is this? Did my Omega bite you? That is indeed a bite on your arm. How did I not see it before? Oh, that damned Omega! He wasn't supposed to be able to turn others yet. But he was fairly strong for his age. With a force of will, I intended to mold into a great asset for the pack. But this... Tell me, human, how exactly did my Omega attack you? What happened? In clear detail, please. Tackled, pinned, and cleanly bitten. That arrogant little... He targeted you from the beginning. You weren't a random convenience. Wait. Your face looks familiar. What is your name? Well, shit. I suppose you have health conditions too, don't you? Of course. I should have realized sooner. He's shown me your picture before. Begged me to turn you almost from the day he joined us. Said you were terminal. Made up for it by toting around guns and knives and acting all tough when really you were terrified every day. He seemed to know you very well, so you must have known him too. Or at least known of him. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you were the first person he used his senses on after he became one of us. Probably happened by accident, and he was flooded with the entire state of your current life. Read all of your secrets on your face, in your heartbeat, the scent of fear and illness and weapons. Either way, he was fixated on you and helping you. He wanted to save your life. Well, it looks like he has. You'll be turning with a bite that deep. Damn, the pup didn't think things through at all. So impulsive. If you'd gone about this differently, you wouldn't have had to kill him for granting you new life. How were you to know that was what he was doing? If a creature claws at you, tackles you, and bites you, of course you would try to kill it. He must have thought he could manage and escape safely. Perhaps he intended to approach you in the coming days of your change, offering to comfort and guide you. What a fool. The sentimental, gold-hearted fool of a pup. I sincerely hope you did not know him. I hope he was just a caring stranger to you. Well, human, I could still kill you, but as you are bitten by my Omega, it is customary for you to take his place as Omega in our pack. If you do not join with us, you will be lost and confused when your impulses begin to rise. You are my responsibility now. I should take you back to the pack and... I should have known you'd have a second weapon on you. Damn, that's deep. All right. If that's how you want to play it, young pup, go ahead and run from me. Scurry back to your home. Curl up in your bed and try to pretend it was all a nightmare. Convince yourself that you were simply attacked by wild strays, or whatever excuse helps you sleep tonight. But tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, you will feel the change. Feel the call. And you will need guidance, need stability in our ranks. If you do not wish to end the lives of anyone else you may hold dear, you will realize that you need our help. And you will come to me.